Good morning, everyone. As we have been streaming live, there are guests who are waiting for us to start the event, and some of our guests are still on the way who would be joining us shortly. But with all due respect, who has joined us early, will be starting the event. Namaste, Adab, Namaskaro, Pranam, Sastriyakal, Namaskar, Radhe Radhe, Namaskaram, Vanakkam. Good morning, everyone. Myself, Agam Jain, and on behalf of entire eVital team, I am truly delighted to welcome you all to this momentous occasion of eVital RX, highly anticipated launch event. Today is a day of immense pride and excitement for all of us. But still, I can't feel the excitement in the room. How's the Josh team? How's the Josh? Now it can be felt. It's with great pleasure that we extend a warm welcome to each and everyone who has joined us virtually and physically from various parts of the country. We are immensely grateful that you have chosen to spend your Saturday morning with us. Your participation adds a depth to this discussion and enriches the event. Would like to request everyone to have a big round of applause for all of our guests. We have gathered over here not just to unveil a remarkable product launch, but also to celebrate a culmination of months, even years of hard work, dedication, and innovation. The entire team of eVital has poured their soul and heart into this entire project. And the efforts of the entire team we would be addressing now. I will request entire founding team.
We can't punish the people who are on time for the people who are not on time, so we'll start it anyway. Especially we have hundreds of people waiting on YouTube for the live streaming event. So one more time, I'm really grateful for all of you guys to make it on time and being here with us on a special day for us. And we'll just spend a few minutes, like Agam said, recapping our history of the beginning, and hopefully there will be some idea for those who are new to us, associated recently with us. So here it is. Words and thank you all of you guys for not just being here and also for those who are watching from home. And most importantly, I would like to mention some names who have been extremely helpful for helping us being here. I would like to start with Mr. Suresh Patel at M. Narandas, who joined us a long time ago. Mr. Hardik Patel is here, Dev Medicine. He was literally our first customer, and I remember those days when I couldn't trust myself. Those are the people who trusted us. And it doesn't end there, because as we scaled up, Anand Munot sir, who's from Maruti Medical, who also trusted us when, I don't think I would have trusted myself at the time that we were there. So I really appreciate Sanjay Modi sir, who's also here, joined from the really beginning. So really we are blessed and really grateful to have people who really trusted us in early days. It's amazing that people who know us for a long time, right, as a childhood, as a family, social, those are not the ones who trust you. Those who trust you are completely stranger people who eventually becomes friends, right? Anand Patel sir is also here from Tulsi Chemist, who's really early customer as well. So I really, really appreciate for all the feedbacks, criticisms, complaints, and of course the encouraging words you have given us. It has kept us going. We also have invited some people who does not believe in us, but they also motivated us to keep it going and to keep improving each and every single day. So today is not just a launch event, but I really wanted to also extend my appreciation and gratefulness to all of you guys. I don't think there is any way we would have made it this far without your patience and without your trust. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Today, it's not just about unveiling a product. It's about showcasing a vision. It's about demonstrating our commitment to pushing boundaries, to constantly innovating, and to delivering solutions that make meaningful differences in life of our customers and patients. So before starting the event, there are some housekeeping announcements. Fortunately, as we have all customers from all the parts of the India, so event will be in English. We'll request everyone to please keep your phones on silent mode. And we have a question and answer session after the presentation. So without further ado, I will request Mr. Kaushal Shah, founder and CEO, to be on the stage, and will request everyone to immerse yourself into this event, explore our new product, and experience first-hand innovation and dedication that defines eVital. Feel free to interact with our team, ask questions, and share your thoughts. Once again, thank you everyone for being here. Enjoy the event.
Is this working now? Can you guys hear me? Okay, great. Before we get started, I'll just lay out the agenda. There is going to be a launch of a new product right now in a few minutes. And then we have something entertainment, because I didn't want it to be the guy who keeps talking and you keeps listening. So there's going to be some entertainment for all of you. I hope you really enjoy and participate in it. Then there's going to be a second launch as well, which is something I'm really, really excited about. I personally worked with the team myself, and then the lunch and networking, questions, answers, everything, right? So I just wanted to lay that out up front. The language selection was a bit of a dilemma, but I had to stick with English, mostly because I have better control of English than Hindi. I'll probably spend say some sentences in Hindi, but mostly it's going to be English. We, like Agam said, we have customers literally in each and every single state of India. So, I had to make that tough decision somehow. We'll start with something that we have been working on for months. Some of you guys have asked for it, but we, just like always, we listen to each and every single feedback, but we like to do it on our own way as well. Hopefully you like our way. So without further ado, let's get started. Lights, it's good? Yeah. So, before we get started about the specifics, I always like what do we believe in? What do we, think in terms of principles? And I want to spend a minute talking about those principles. What do we really stand for? Oh, is this the one I'm using? Yes. So eVital, as you all know, it's a cloud-based technology for pharmacies, right? We have been extremely focused for 3+ years now to focus only on retail pharmacies. We are not entertaining offline as much as some of you guys might be frustrated. We don't even entertain even distributors or kirana stores or any other verticals. We're literally very, very highly focused on cloud-based solutions for the retail pharmacies. Again, this is kind of not new thing for you. But then there is also one more element that I would like to make it very clear. We are also very tech focused. We are not into inventory keeping. We're not into logistics or anything like that. We try to solve each and every problem through only technical know-how, right? Technology solutions is the main focus of the company since the beginning. And we evolved initially, even from the beginning, that we won't do anything but technology. So that's kind of what we stand for, right? Everything we want to solve for the retail pharmacies, we through the lens of technology only. Now, as you know, cloud. Why cloud? Cloud helps you connect with other stakeholders in the healthcare sector, right? eVital has also been very aggressive about integrations. We have been extremely aggressive, and I still don't think we are aggressive enough. I think we want to be even 3 times more aggressive in the next year when it comes to integration, because we want to connect these pharmacies to other healthcare stakeholders. And what do I mean by that? Let's make it more concrete. What do I mean by connecting every pharmacist to other stakeholders into healthcare system? What I mean by that is there are few other stakeholders, few other participants into the ecosystem, right? There is your pharmacies in the middle, then there are distributors, there are doctors or clinics, hospitals, whatever you want to call it, and of course there are patients. And for, let's look at distributors first. So we want to integrate with companies like Xenex, ValueMedi, so that pharmacies are connected very seamlessly, right? That's the key word, seamlessly. You don't have to open any other windows and go somewhere, upload your data or anything like that. You can do that through Xenex and ValueMedi kind of integration that we are working on. I know some of you guys are wondering in the audience that why the big, let's address the big elephant in the room. Why not PharmaRec, right? Fortunately, those guys are not here yet. They will be here eventually, but fortunately, they're not here yet, so we can talk about it. We are working with them as well. We're trying to figure out certain details. We want to make sure that at any integration we do, we want to keep one thing in focus, which is pharmacies' data is secured and not exchanged without their permission. So that's why all the integrations are not as straightforward. We have to make sure that the security and privacy is in place. So that's a connection with the distributors. Let's talk about doctors, clinics, hospitals, APIs, right? Everybody knows in this room that we are very API oriented as well. All of our APIs are publicly open. There is a documentation out there as well without any login or anything. And ECACare, which is one of the most leading and fastest growing EMR software for the doctors, we have integrated with them as well. So it allows ECACare doctors to be able to search through your pharmacy and things. And lastly, patients, which is the most important one, of course, WhatsApp, email for information sharing of the invoice, etc. But now we also do the payments, right? Payment gateways. You want to connect to patient through payment gateways and payment details. So let's look at the big picture. The big picture is the cloud-based technology allows this kind of integrations for pharmacies on eVital to connect with other stakeholders. But today, what I want to talk about is 2 things: customer relationship and growth, right? Those are the 2 topics that I'm going to cover in this launch. Customer relationship and growth. So today, first time, we are connecting patients and pharmacies outside the digital world. So everything I have said so far, especially patients and pharmacies, is through the digital world only, right? Payments are digital, invoice sharing is digital, WhatsApp, email, this is all digital connections only. Today, first time, we're going to talk about, connecting patients and pharmacies outside the digital world. And of course, what is that outside the digital world? Is medicine delivery, right? It's medicine delivery. So medicine delivery. Actually, I lied. We have done something to connect patients and pharmacies outside the digital world. It's through Dunzo, right? Everybody in the room, I just assume they are very well aware of Dunzo. We have complete integration with Dunzo as well. What it means is, if you are a pharmacy using eVital, you can, within your portal, you can book a delivery from Dunzo. You can, the Dunzo guy will come and pick it up, and then they will deliver it for you. So in a way, pharmacy, eVital has already helped you connect your pharmacy to the outside digital world. But there is a problem, right? How many of you guys have used Dunzo in this audience? Through eVital. Okay, so few of you. And the reason it's only few of you is because the first problem is the limited city availability. It's only available in 5 cities, right? Pune, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, and Delhi NCR. If you are not from one of those cities, Dunzo is not available. You have no idea how many messages I get. Sir, हमारे city के अंदर Dunzo चालू कर दो ना. Well, that is not my company. Somebody else has to turn that on. We cannot do it. It's not like we are stopping them to deliver Dunzo in your city. Dunzo does not have city availability. That's one reason. It's a bit expensive. Let's face it, right? It's a bit expensive. And the reason it is expensive is not because, there is no affordable solution or anything. See, I spoke to Dunzo CEO a few times as well. I met him a few times in Bangalore. The reason it's expensive is because Dunzo is not really meant to be for the medicine delivery. Dunzo is meant to be for something you need it urgently. You need it in 15 minutes, you need it in 20 minutes, right? Very few medicines, yes, you do need it sometimes, but you don't really, if you are delivering chronic patients medications, you don't need to deliver in 20 minutes, right? But Dunzo is designed, Dunzo's brand, Dunzo's workflow and everything is designed to deliver things in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and so on and so forth. So of course it's going to be expensive, right? Pizza delivery is always going to be expensive than medicine delivery because you want pizza hot and fresh. You can't deliver pizza 6 hours later. So it's definitely limited city availability, bit expensive, and there's one more problem, payment collection, right? As much as UPI has taken over our lives for the good, people still like to pay cash, right? Especially people who are on older side or something, they feel that they might get scammed away or something. There's a cash collection is still a big portion of our business. With Dunzo, you can do cash collection, right? COD is still available, but they charge you extra for it, and it becomes more expensive even further, right? So cash collection is already a problem. So Dunzo, as much as we have done very seamless integration, some of you guys know, I know for a fact that use it very profusively. It's still not the best solution, especially because of considering these three problems here. So the demand we have always received from our customers is, hey, why doesn't eVital deliver for us, right? I have seen this request coming in every single month. Hey, you guys provided this and that and everything. What are you waiting for, right? Just deliver the medicine for me as well. Why don't you become a Dunzo for the pharmacies? It sounds tempting, I won't lie to you. It sounds tempting, but there's a problem. The problem is we made a promise. Remember, we started the presentation saying we made a promise. And there was actually one more explicit promise that I personally made, the founding team made from the day one, is we will not touch medicines. We won't store inventory of it. We won't touch it. We won't even deliver it for you. We won't do any of those things. We will only provide a technological solutions to your problems. We won't touch your medicines or our own medicines or anything like that. So as much as it's tempting, we won't break our promise. So that's a good news. So is it all bad news for the pharmacies? No, there is a good news. I'll lay out some good points that sort of give you a hope, a light at the end of the tunnel. Is first, you guys have trusted relationship with your patients, right? Patients trust you. Patients feel very comfortable sharing their addresses, their phone numbers, and their all details with you because you have these relationships earned over the years, if not decades sometimes. So that's a good news. You also have in-house team. You already have a team working at the pharmacy, right? That is available to you at no extra cost, right? You can carve out some hours from the day where they can actually make a delivery for you. So you already have in-house team. You already have a trusted relationship with the patients that they feel very comfortable sharing the address. Imagine we did that. First of all, your patients don't know us. We don't know them. So they'll feel already uncomfortable sharing their addresses and phone numbers and other prescription details, right? And we don't want to be in that awkward situation. And of course, we don't have in-house team. And the last is payment collection. Your team at the pharmacy is already collecting payments for you all the day along, every day. So they can, of course, collect the cash as well. So if it's all good news, why are we here? Well, what are we even doing, right? Why am I telling you that you something already know? You know all of this thing already. You don't need me to tell you this thing. So what's the problem, right? So let's talk about problem. There are problems because that is the reason we received this feature request all the time. The first problem is the communication, right? Every delivery you have to make, there is at least 3 parties involved. One is yourself or the manager at the pharmacy, the guy who's receiving the orders. Then there is a patient who you're delivering for. And God forbid, if the patient is ordering for somebody else, then there is a 4th person in the picture as well. the person who's actually receiving the medicine, the person who actually ordered for them. So it just becomes, and of course the delivery guy. So this is a communication problem that you have to sort of coordinate. I'll give you one more example. You have a staff who works for you for a long time. You don't even need to give them an address. They know. They know patient name, they know where they live, they know everything. You have a staff that is new to your team. Now you have to give them the address. You have to acknowledge the patient that this is the guy who's going to be there. You have to share the numbers. If you do 2-3 deliveries a day, no big deal. You can do it. You can have a diary, which is I've seen a lot of times. I went to the pharmacies, they have a diary of all the patients that are eligible for the deliveries. There is addresses in there. It's all good, all good if you do 2 to 3 deliveries a day. If you want to run a serious delivery business, and which is, we all know the patients want now, you have to come up with something better than that. And so if you're running like 20, 30 deliveries a day, the diary is not going to cut it. Second, payment reconciliation. Let's say you somehow nail the delivery. The guy goes to the patient's house, makes the delivery, gets the payment. It could be UPI or some digital payment. Then either he has to rely on a screenshot, which is cool, not big deal, but most of the time, just to be safe, they'll call you. Now you are busy. It's your number, UPI, you have to confirm it somehow. So it's not really cool. If it's cash, and if the guy collected a cash and went home after that because he made a delivery at evening, next day you have to make sure your invoice is from credit to cash. So the reconciliation problem starts, and you forgot to do it. Then the patient comes 2 weeks later, and we know how it goes after that. You start getting an argument and discussions. So payment reconciliation is another issue. And the last is information sharing, which is sort of like connected to the first point I mentioned. You constantly have to be sort of like a mediator, because customer will call you, "Kahan pe hai delivery? Kitna time lagega? Abhi kyun nahi aaya hai?" And then you'll call the delivery guy. "Kidhar hai? Abhi to kyun nahi pahuncha hai?" Delivery guy will call the guy. You don't want to share his number or something. It's a mess. You're trying to serve customers at the counter, and this is what's happening. So 3 different things, 3 different problems that you are struggling with if you want to really scale up your delivery business. Again, if you only want to do 2, 3, 5 deliveries a day, no big deal. You don't need any of those things. If you want to scale up your business, 20, 30 deliveries a day, and because of online pharmacies and stuff, it's inevitable. Now you have to do deliveries at home. There is no way out of it. And patients want convenience. They're willing to pay for it. So these are the problems you face. As you probably anticipated, we are trying to come up with a good technological solution. So without further ado, I won't take much of a time. Let me introduce something cool, something I'm excited about. So Vitran, delivery made easy. How does it work? What does it do? It helps you assign and track the delivery. You can write within the portal, when you make an invoice, you can assign one of your staff member a delivery that you want to make it happen. Second, it can manage payments. For those who have already used the payment gateway so many times, right, and I know for a fact that you guys have used it, it's completely seamless reconciliation. Even if the patient pays cash, your delivery team, the guy, will be able to adjust the status of the payments at the home without looking at the complete invoice or having the access to the whole system. They can simply say cash. And we'll look at all of this in detail. So I'm not just making the slides, pretty slides. The product is there already. The last is the customer service, right? High quality customer service. This is actually my favorite. The most beautiful thing about Vitran is the patient will be able to see the delivery guy in real time, its location. It will also know how many deliveries are left before the delivery guy gets to that particular patient's house. They won't know the other patient's addresses or anything like that, but they'll see. If you have stacked those deliveries, like 10 deliveries, the patient will be able to see there are 9 more deliveries before they get to my house. We'll also send them expected time. This is the time they're going to reach to your house. So everything is shared seamlessly. And in Uber, about Uber, Uber, especially my friends from Bangalore, right? Uber does not make taxis come faster. That's a myth. Uber does not make, you go out on the time as you take and in Uber. But this one thing that is a psychological hack that Uber does very well. It tells you exactly how long it is going to take. So what happens is people rather being anxious, right, and go down and wait or whatever, now they know exactly it's going to be here in 8 minutes. In fact, I bet you, any of you, you'll take 2 more minutes, but you actually rather know when it's going to arrive rather than going downstairs and getting a taxi yourself or a cab or a rickshaw for yourself. So this is the sort of a theme that we wanted to get inspired from, that once you share the exact time and the location of the delivery guy, most of the anxiety from the patient side just goes away. Patients are okay. They're okay waiting for an hour at home. They're not doing anything, they're waiting. The problem with the old model is they will keep calling you because they don't know when the delivery is going to happen. And this is sort of we want to solve with Vitran. So we'll look at the video from here, right? We'll look at the video of how it works. We wanted to do this real-time demo, but my team thinks that I'm going to fumble around with the screens and everything, so rather they recorded the screen and we'll do it. We actually wanted to place a delivery order and the guy would come here, but the problem is it would take a long time for you to wait, and I don't think any of you guys want to wait here and watch for 15 minutes a screen. So this is a typical, either eVital or your custom app that the patient places an order from. So there's a customer who's placing an order. So customer places the order. You as a pharmacist or the manager at the counter will receive a notification and look into the delivery portion. So as you saw, invoice is just saved. And then because it's saved for the delivery, it will ask for all the staff members that are there already assigned as a delivery role for the staff role management. Their names will be listed there. And of course, there's a Dunzo as well. So if you still want to stick with Dunzo, you can. This is not going to change anything. Who wants to use Dunzo? This is actually one of my favorite ones, because as a manager, somebody who you work for a long time, you know where the patient lives. But then sometimes when the patient actually enters their addresses, it doesn't really come up with exactly what it's supposed to be. So before you actually confirm it, you actually get to see it in a map right within your portal, and you can actually toggle it and you can actually fix it if you want to fix it by a few meters or a street or something. You can do that. Once you confirm it, of course, it's good to go. So that's the guy who's going to make a delivery for you using Vitran app. The person will also confirm by location tracking that this guy is actually at the pharmacy now, there to pick up, because all of this status is being shared with the patient real time. So the moment the delivery guy actually comes to your, just like Dunzo, just the point they get to you, they'll have to confirm it by the geolocation within 50 meters of radius that I'm here to pick up your parcel. These are all the invoices that he's supposed to pick up. Sorry, I skipped that. He can scan our most favorite QR code on each and every invoice. They can simply scan that, and this is the beautiful thing. If it's a wrong order, so what happens is if you have multiple delivery guys making multiple different deliveries, and you have stacked them all there in the table, and some guy picks up the wrong delivery package, it's a hell breaks loose. So in this case, when they scan this thing, if that particular order is not allocated to that guy, it won't let them pick that up. So it's gonna throw an error that it's a wrong order. And as you can see on your left, you can see the customer is getting all the notifications in real time. It also see that your order is already on the way. So the moment it says that I already picked up all the packages, and the customer is, acknowledge that it's all out for delivery now. So there's a bit of a misalignment in the video, but the delivery person is already at the house of the patient, and patient, of course, is seeing that on the left side in real time. And once he's there, the delivery person will also have to verify, based on the geolocation, that he's actually there at the patient's address, and then only he can actually see the other details, what needs to be done. So there's a delivery pin as well. The patient has already 7484, as you can see. You as a chemist also receive all the updates for the delivery, that particular delivery, in case patient does not look at the app or something and they call you. So one of the things that is not shown in the is the payment portion. Payment is also of course gone through the payment gateway, and they can actually reconcile automatically on the portal. So there are a few things that although I pointed out, let's just review them real quickly. The things that makes Vitran even better is the one where, let's see. The first is the scanning of wrong item, right? When you are trying to do 20, 30 deliveries, you sure are gonna have more than one person involved in the delivery. And this allows making sure that everybody is picking up what they're supposed to pick up, and everything is routed through the system only, so there are no errors being made by the delivery person, right? Locating patient address, as I mentioned, if the patient has entered the wrong address, you happen to know the address better than them, or Google cannot figure it out, or somehow you can actually tune up a little bit before actually making the delivery. And the last is the reimbursement. This is the, although it is not shown in the video, you have a complete dashboard of the delivery person, how many deliveries they made, how much money, if they collected as a cash, you can actually find out from the dashboard how much you are supposed to collect from them for the next day. All the reimbursement details, you can see the dashboard. Because each and every status is actually geolocation verified, you can also see the performance, that who's taking such a long time to deliver, or such a short time to deliver. And I know, this is one thing I love about our customers, that it's never enough, it's never enough. So I know some of you guys are thinking already, okay, this is great, but what's next? I already have a few ideas in my mind. I see Anand sir writing a few things in the notepad already.
So let's see if I can answer some of the questions already. What's in future? One of the thing is B2B deliveries, right? There are few people in the room that are distributors or wholesalers, and they know very well that distribution is all about 50% inventory and 50% deliveries, right? And I know you guys are dying to have this, for your B2B clients. That's definitely in the future. One more thing, route optimization, right? We are also working on an algorithm and some integration where if you give 10 different deliveries to your delivery guys, the system, the Vitran app itself will route it by the optimized manner, where they should be going first, where they should be going second and third and fourth and fifth. This is going to be the first one we launch very soon, actually. So then they don't have to think about anything. They can simply just follow the instruction on the app. And the last one is, this is going to be a while, but one of the things we want to do is we want to open it up for the freelancing delivery people, right? So you may or may not have dedicated staff. Sometime they are on holiday or something, and you want to tap into a common network of the delivery partners. Eventually we will, but it has to take some time before the product and the network matures itself. But we'll definitely do that in the eventually for the. So that was for the Vitran, and I'll take some questions later on in the end of the presentation. The second thing I wanted to talk about, like I said, first one was the connecting patients and the pharmacies outside the digital world. The second thing I want to, this is, some of you are already aware of it, some of you might have actually even used it for a little bit, but this is to grow your business, right? This is to grow your business. Let's talk about connecting patients and pharmacies to grow your business. So again, first one was about the connecting patients and pharmacies outside the digital world. This is about connecting patients and pharmacies to grow your business. Customer relationship, right? We talk a lot about customer relationship, right? That was one of the few things that we did very, from day one. We wanted to help you build a better customer relationship. But what is a customer relationship? How do you even measure it, whether you have a good customer relationship or not? Well, it's very simple, right? Loyalty. Loyalty is how you measure. If your customers are loyal to you, if their customers are not switching pharmacies for a meager discount for a few rupees here and there, you have a good loyalty, loyal customer base, and you also have a customer relationship that is pretty good. Whatever you are doing to keep it that way. And one thing I want to talk about today is like online pharmacies. It's not a surprise that I'm very anti-online pharmacy. And we also know what has happened over the last few months, which is also not surprising, right? Pharmacy valuation is down 90%. And I still think it's overvalued, by the way. What can we learn from them? But there is some lessons that we can actually learn from these experiments, the startups. One of the things is they all use the loyalty points and cashback system. And whether we like it or not, it works, right? People want that. People kind of find it rewarding and very sticky in terms of their customer retention, especially. The second thing they also did was it's actually somewhat recent and may not be so publicly aware about is memberships and bundling. They offer you some sort of packages, you pay 2,000 rupees and this and that, and you get all of these packages together, which also helps you upselling as well as the retention in that sense. And the last thing, they do a lot of promotions and offer, right? They want to push certain products for certain brands, so on and so forth. So there are a lot of lessons that we at least learned. The problem has been for an individual pharmacy is the technology, the lack of technology that these guys have, right? All of you guys thinking that, of course, we want to do all of these things. But there is no technical backbone that has helped you. Of course, eVital has been doing everything they can to sort of push you in this direction. And one more step we are taking today so that this monopoly of having these loyalty points and membership plans and promotions and offers is not a monopoly of these big companies, these big startups with a lot of funding only. We want to make sure that every single pharmacy in India has an access to same technology that a big companies can make themselves. So without further ado, I want to introduce something we call membership plans, right? It's way more than, there's a leg there. So we launched loyalty program a while ago, and it's cool. Everybody was asking us, hey, by the way, can we do what Apollo does? Because Apollo loyalty program is apparently very, very famous. So everybody wanted to just copy them, and we did that. But we wanted to do more than that. I think there is a beautiful thing about memberships, right? One of the most common example everybody's aware of is the Amazon Prime. You pay certain price and then you stick to it. And I bet you 100% you guys have all bought something. If you guys have Amazon Prime from Amazon, that might be available at the same price somewhere else. Because once you pay for a membership, you automatically feel obligated that I have to buy it from them, right? Because you want to make the most of your money. So membership is something cool. One of our customers has been experimenting and it's find a huge success. I won't name them, but it's one of the largest customers. And they have done this thing. They have already sold memberships of thousands of people. And that's why we wanted to sort of make it more formal, make it more productized, out there and use it for everybody. So the way it would work is like you can have all the classifications of the categories of your products, and you can define whether it's a loyalty points or whether it's a cash discount. You can also define the annual fees. You can also define the tenure. So if you want to do only for 3 months membership, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, whatever you want to do, there's a lot of flexibility around that. This is just an example of that, by the way. This is no way we are implementing. You can define it the way you want it. Although I do recommend that you speak to one of us before you define your program, because it's very hard to change it later on, because you already committed certain customers that you are going to provide this, and you can't change it. So you can have home delivery minimums. I like to be more creative than this. You can even go higher packages, include diagnostic labs if you happen to have a relationship with them, right? Or doctor consultation every year or so. So you can actually provide this kind of package completely into this membership plan. So these are the annual fees you can charge. It's us. It's for you. It's not for us at all. But here's the beautiful thing: virtual membership cards. I'm sure some of you guys at least have signed up on some membership program, and then the app for it. I know there was a coffee chain we signed up for, Third Wave. And Third Wave was a pretty cool card that I really liked it. It says my name on it and everything. And it's beautiful. It feels great. So of course, we wanted to bring that to the pharmacies as well. So every time your patient logs into your eVital or your custom app, they see the virtual card with their number on it. The beautiful thing also, which I have received a lot of requests, is people don't want to give phone numbers. Right? Older patients, they don't want to give phone numbers. So they want to associate a card or something. So there's a number there now. You can type in this number in your search box, and the patient profile will be pulled in. Whether OTP required or not, completely optional onto you. There's a cool animation that also provides the details of the plan they have signed up for. So if they signed up for the free plan, there's detail of the free plan, there's the ID, there's terms and conditions, whatever you want to. Everything is available on the eVital app or your custom app. But we as Indians, we don't like virtual things, right? We like real things. We like to touch things. We like tangible things. We like shiny, beautiful objects that we can take it around and show it to people. So of course we had to do that. And of course you don't need a mobile app for that either. So here it is. Now you can have your own cards, your own brands. The customer number will be there. You can hand them out. They can come to your store. They can scan it. And the most amazing thing to me, now you have permanent position in your patient's pocket every day, every hour of the day. And yes, it's customizable. As you can see, some of the names that we have put it up there. If you guys want to have your own design, of course, we'll help you design all the cards too. If you guys want to design your own cards, feel free, you can do it. Only thing is we'll give you the barcodes so that we can support through the system. Like I said, they don't have to give you phone numbers anymore. They can come to your store, a guy can scan it, and the profile will be pulled in right away. So yes, and there will be some samples for you guys to see and touch right now as well in a few minutes. So there it is, two things. Connecting patients outside the digital world through the delivery app, and connecting patients for the growth and customer growth and business, business growth and retentionship for your business with Run. It's all available from 1st of October next week. You guys can start using it. And now I will take some questions, although we don't have much time. Any questions? I know there are lots of questions. It's the only matter is who's going to ask the first question. We'll spend 7 minutes on questions, but unfortunately we have some event, so the entertainment thing. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hi Kushal, myself Ritesh Patel from Chemist Bazaar Pharmacy.
Yes, sir.
Actually ये कैश डिस्काउंट ही होगा या फिर लॉयल्टी पॉइंट में भी
Uh,
लॉयल्टी प्रोग्राम ऑलरेडी रन किया हुआ है कस्टमर को?
Yes. So as I mentioned, it could be a completely customizable plan. The first one, as you see, the loyalty program. So that's a part of it. Now we have extended to the memberships and the subscriptions. So you can choose to do whatever. If you think all of customers only want the free one loyalty program, they can stick with it. You can expand further for the paid programs as well. So for those who are already using some loyalty program, nothing changes.
यानी सपोज मैंने प्लेटिनियम मेंबरशिप लिया,
Right.
तो 10% डिस्काउंट डायरेक्टली होगा या फिर लॉयल्टी प्रोग्राम?
Everything is configurable to your
Okay.
needs.
Then
Right?
okay.
By the way, just so you know, gold and platinum is just examples that we gave. You can come up with your own names.
Okay.
Nothing on this screen is defined by us. It's just an example, right? Everything is configurable.
Okay.
Right.
So myself Padmaj Rana from Nasik, Siddhi Medical. The barcodes that you will be providing for the membership cards,
Yes.
they will be provided randomly or there will be a series for that?
Chintan sir will answer this question.
It will be a random number, sir.
Okay.
It's not easy to guess by someone else, so
Okay.
don't worry. So it will not in the sequence also.
And just wanted to ask, what if a customer, I have enrolled for a membership, and that customer goes to another store who is also working on eVital,
Mm-hmm.
and there he scans that number.
It will not fetch the customer details also.
That's all.
So it will stick with your store only, not with other stores.
The membership is towards your store, not the eVital,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Thank you, thank
eVital is not selling this membership. You guys are selling it. We're just helping you selling it. Let's do one more question and then we can skip to the end. There is, of course, there's going to be a lot more time afterwards during the lunch and networking time. So you can feel free to grab any of us and ask questions. So let's do one more question if somebody has it. Yes, go ahead, sir.
संजय मोदी वाड़ीगम मेडिकल से। अच्छा, मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था, जैसे हम लोग डिस्काउंट नहीं देते हैं तो हमें वो बारकोड के जो कस्टमर का रिकॉर्ड रखना हो और कभी वो स्कैन करके भी हमें बता सकते हैं कि भाई ये नंबर से आपकी दवाई निकल जाएगी, तो ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है कि जो बारकोड?
Yes, yes, right?
Yes, definitely, sir. कि आपको उसके लिए membership या ऐसा कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. If you want to just attach that card with the customer, you can attach that card, and using that card you can fetch the customer informations. So it's not required
ये
to.
ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आप मेंबरशिप या लॉयल्टी प्रोग्राम बनाओ, आप कार्ड ऐसे भी यूज़ कर सकते हो बारकोड की तरह, एंड अगर कस्टमर को अपना नंबर नहीं देना है, यू कैन यूज़ द कार्ड in place of the phone number as well. Like I said, if you happen to get a card from outside, from your friend or something, make sure the barcodes are from us, otherwise we cannot support them. All right, so we have something exciting. We hope you like it. We hope you enjoy it. And afterwards, we'll have a second product launch that we are excited about. All the questions, again, we can answer during the networking and later on as well. So just I
Mic off. Mic off.
So we have an Akul Rawal from drumming group.
Hello. Just it will take 5 minutes for my setup, and then we'll have an exciting, some unique event. Thank you. start. Okay. So now we'll start the program. And before we start with the program, just look at the AV. Thank you.
With over 2 decades of experience in percussion and drums, performances in more than 1,000 shows, including 4 national-level reality TV shows such as India's Got Talent, Entertainment के लिए कुछ भी करेगा and हिंदुस्तान के हुनरबाज, a teacher to more than 10,000 students, running the highly acclaimed academy Rhythm Pulse, innovator of more than 100 plus instruments. Some are first in India and some are first in the world. Holder of prestigious awards like World Records India, Harvard World Records London, a trendsetter musician, winner of Achievers Award and Genius Award for Innovations, owner of the first percussion girls band of Gujarat, initiator of the unique concept of group drumming. He is all set to unveil a musical journey like never before. Get ready to witness the magic of rhythms, presented to you by a musician, a percussionist, a leader, a cool drum facilitator, the man himself, Mr. Akul Rawal.
So hello all, I'm Akul. Reverb thodo. Yeah. So today we are going to have something different. And you might be aware about, I would request કે પાછળ જે બેઠેલા છે please આગળ આવી જાય. Please come near. Okay, oh sorry, I'm sorry. So those who are sitting backside, please come forward. आगे आ जाइए, बहुत मजा आ जाएगा. इधर सीट्स है थोड़ी. Please. इधर भी है सीट्स. Yeah. So, as everyone knows, music is divided into 2 parts. One is sur and one is tal. It is popularly said in Hindi कि आदमी बेसुरा चल सकता है पर बेताला नहीं. So the tal is the first and foremost thing if anybody wants to start or pursue music. So today we are dealing in the tal thing. Okay. So when a child is born, what does mother see? The heartbeat. The heartbeat is in tal. We walk in tal, we talk in tal. So tal is a universal language of music. So before we start with this thing, we'll have a warm-up session, okay? So we'll test how you guys are in the tal. So I'll be doing something with my body, and just you have to reciprocate and you have to answer with me. So are you all ready? Yes or no? Yeah. Okay. So what I will be doing, you will be answering with me. Now, Great. You all have passed the test. You are very good in the tal. You can see the immediately you are following by this thing. This is an instinct. So everybody has got that tal. So today we'll start the program. I'm Akul Rawal and we are band rhythm pulse. We'll be starting the group drumming session today, okay? In which we'll be involving you along with us. So before we start, from here, we'll be playing a jugalbandi. A jugalbandi is a thing in which the one player questions and another one answers. That is called a jugalbandi. So we'll start the jugalbandi which we play on the national reality shows like India's Got Talent and all. So can anyone say the name of the instruments which are here? Can anyone? Nobody knows the instruments which are here. Yeah, it is a drum, but any particular name of the instrument? No, it is not bongo, not tabla. Any other? Just guess. This is an African djembe, and it is an African instrument, and it has been made famous in India by my Guruji, Mr. Tawfiq Qureshi sir, who is a brother of Zakir Hussain, the maestro. So this is an African djembe in which there are two tones, the tha and the ta. And it is an instrument. Now the modern instruments are with the looks. The old instruments were with the strings. So without less talking, we'll start with the jugalbandi in which I'll be incorporating the Hindustani classical bowls on the Western instrument. So are you ready to listen to it? Yes or no? Okay, so we'll start. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Tinna, 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 tata tirigid, tinna, 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 tata tirigid, 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 tinna, din, ta tirigid, tinna, din, ta tirigid, tinna, din, ta tirigid, 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 tata tirigid. tin, tinak tin, tinak tin, ta, tinak tin. Ta, tinak tin, ta, tinak tin, ta, tinak tin, ta, tinak tin. Ta 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 ta, ta 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 ta, ta 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 ta, ta 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 ta, ta, dirigit. So did you enjoy the Jugalbandi? Yes or no? I can't hear. Okay. So now, this was to showcase that we know something. So, but we are not going to play now. We will be just accompanying. Okay. Now you all will be playing with us. आप सब लोगों को बजाना है हमारे साथ. Okay. तो तैयार है? Yes or no? तो आपकी टेबल के नीचे एक सरप्राइज है, ले लीजिए. डरबुका. See, you have to hold the instrument like this in between your legs. पैर में आगे सीट में आगे आना आपको. हाँ. Yeah, this is the perfect. सर ने एकदम perfect बनाया है. Perfect. Okay. So this is an African djembe, which was I was telling. This is the old and a traditional instrument with the strings. Okay. So अभी तक हमने बजाया. Now you all will be playing with us. तो कितने लोग हैं जो first time कोई drum बजा रहे हैं? Oh, almost all of them. Okay, great. So आज आपको ऐसा कर देंगे कि 1 घंटे के बाद आप बोलोगे कि यार बहुत इजी है, चलो मैं कल से रील बनाना स्टार्ट कर देता हूँ. Okay. So the playing of the style of the playing is आप हाथ यूज कर सकते हो, palm यूज कर सकते हो, fingers, anything. See, मैं कोई इंडियन आइडल का जज नहीं, या यहाँ कोई सर बर नहीं है, सब everybody is here to entertain and get entertained. Okay. So क्या करना है आपको? मैं जैसा you have to follow my instruction, and when I say like this, you have to hit the drum for once. एक बार आपको मारना है. When I say like this, you have to stop. Very simple, very simple. आप हैंड यूज कर सकते हो, palm, fingers, पर आपकी जो ये है, ये रिंग्स है, सब ये निकाल दीजिए, वरना आपको लगेगा. रिंग्स निकाल वापस ले लीजिए जाओ, क्योंकि फिर मैं रख लूंगा नहीं इधर. ओके. तो विल स्टार्ट. आपको ये सब रिंग्स और ये सब निकाल दीजिए, बहुत मजा आएगा. सो विल बी स्टार्टिंग विद दिस थिंग. दिस इज माय साइन टू हिट वंस. दिस इज माय साइन टू स्टॉप. ओके. Everybody is ready? Yes or no? How's the Josh? How's the Josh? Okay. So we'll start with the thing. So when I say like this, you have to hit. When I say like this, you have to stop. My team will be playing with you, okay? So we'll start. Okay, so people say that meditation होता है कि एकदम soft music से. This is also one kind of meditation in which all the acupressure points are being used. So this is a very good therapy for your body and your mind. Okay, so shall we do it again? Yes or no? I can't hear. Shall we do it again? Okay, so we'll start. Great. Okay. So now you are into the zone of drumming. Okay. तब इसके साथ आपको वोकल भी ऐड करना है. बस आपको चिल्लाना है और आपके अंदर जितनी भी स्ट्रेंथ है सब बाहर निकालना है. ओके. फॉरगेट एवरीथिंग. फॉरगेट कि कल क्या होने वाला है, इसके बाद क्या होगा, मैं कितना सेल करूंगा, ये सब भूल जाइए. बी इनटू द जोन. ओके. एट द प्रेजेंट एंड जस्ट एंजॉय. इधर कोई सर ने, मैंने सब सर को बात कर लिया, कोई नहीं बोलेगा. जस्ट एंजॉय एवरीवन. जस्ट एंजॉय. ओके. सर आप कुछ बोलोगे नहीं ना? ओके. चलो डन. तो अभी आपको क्या करना है, व्हेन वी गो टू पीक, मेरे साथ चिल्लाना है आपको. चिल्लाओगे? यस और नो? ओके. विल स्टार्ट. This is how we take the positive energy outside. Okay, एक बार और करते हैं. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we'll be doing something interesting. First we played the single ones. Now we'll be playing the doubles. कैसे बजाना है आपको? 1, 2, clap, clap. 1, 2, clap, clap. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. पीछे वाले, I can't hear your claps. Again, hey! 1, 2, 3, 4. एक बात बता दूं, ये फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनी का रिटर्न गिफ्ट नहीं है, मेरे को ले जाना है, शाम को शो है. तोड़ फोड़ के मत देना प्लीज. ओके, जस्ट एंजॉय द मोमेंट. Now we'll be blending the singles and the doubles. The single कैसा है tha tha, and the double is tha tha. Now all together we'll take 4 strokes. Okay? कैसे आपको बजाना है? Da 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 da, clap. Da 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 da. Everyone. Da 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 da, clap. Da 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 da, clap. Da da da, da 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 da. Just enjoy the moment, everyone. Da 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 da, clap. 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 Da 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4, stop. Okay? Now we'll be adding something. From यहाँ से मैं, I'll be singing a song, Kenya welcome song. At the end of the song, you have to sing along with me. Okay? कितने bathroom singers है? Raise your hands. Oh, lots of them. Okay. Just you have to sing. There is no taste like this. You have to sing along with me. Hakuna Matata. What will you sing? I can't hear. Hakuna Matata. Okay, in a tune like this, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata. Hello. Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata. One more. Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata. Great, okay? The groove remains the same. Well, you have to start playing, and now you'll be singing along with your playing. Okay? Da, 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 clap. Da, 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 da. Everyone. Hey, Jumbo, Jumbo Bana, habari yani, mazuri sana, wageri, wageri Vishwa, Kenya Yensu, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata. I can't hear. Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata. Hey Jumbo, Jumbo Bana, habari yani, mazuri sana. Wageri, wageri Vishwa, Kenya Yensu, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, bit difficult. Now we'll take our famous Bollywood song, which is made for the friendship. ये फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनी में बहुत लोग ऐसे भी हो गए, वो दो फ्रेंड्स हैं एक दूसरे के. Okay, so for the friendship, we are singing the song. Okay, the pattern remains the same. You have to sing along with me. गाओगे yes or no? पीछे एकदम ठंडा है सब. सबको खाना मिलने वाला है बाद में, प्लीज. अभी एनर्जी लॉस करोगे तो खाओगे ना? ओके. सो गाओगे मेरे साथ yes or no? Okay, that's the spirit. Okay, the groove remains the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. Da, 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 da. Everyone. Hey, ये दोस्ती. Everyone. हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे, तोड़ेंगे दम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे. Everyone, now you have to sing. दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे, तोड़ेंगे दम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे. Again, ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे, तोड़ेंगे दम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे, तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे. 3, 4, stop. Great. आपके लिए तालियां. Now what we are doing? अभी इसके साथ now आगे हमने we played the जुगलबंदी. Okay, from here we'll be doing the जुगलबंदी in which I'll be playing and you'll be answering. Okay, मैं जो बजाऊंगा यहाँ से you have to just answer in a simple way. Okay, mistake पड़े तो कोई नहीं देखने वाला. Just enjoy the moment. That is the main thing. ये क्या सोचा है कंपनी ने? To enjoy everyone. Okay, so we'll start. Only left hand. Only left hand. Now only right. All together. All together. All together. Fast. Now all together with me. Everyone. Hey, everyone. Okay, enjoying, yes or no? Okay, now we'll be playing the traditional African grooves. There are Jamaican African grooves as well as the Caribbean grooves on this instrument. The pattern is like this. Faster. All together. Everyone, dikta 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 dikta. I'll be incorporating the Hindustani bowls. Da 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 dirikida da dirikida 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 da 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 dirikida da dirikida 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 da tinakatina 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 tataka tinakatina da tinakatina 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 tataka tinakatina da 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 dirikida 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 da 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 dirikida తిరికిట ధా తినక తిన తినక తిన తినక తిన తతక తినక తిన ధా తినక తిన తినక తిన తినక తిన తతక తినక తిన ధా తినక తిన తినక తిన తినక తిన తతక తినక తిన కెకినన 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 కెకిన హే ధా తినక తిన తినక తిన తినక తిన తతక తినక తిన ధా తినక తిన తినక తిన తినక తిన తతక తిన కెకినన 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 కె ధా 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 తిరికిట ధా ధా కే నా నా ధా 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 తిరికిట ధా ధా తిరికిట తిరికిట ధా తినక తిన తినక తిన తినక తిన ఫాస్టర్ ధా తినక తిన తినక తిన తినక తిన తతక తినక తిన ధా తినక తిన తినక తిన తినక తిన తతక తినక తిన ధా తినక తిన తినక తిన తినక తిన తతక తినక తిన ధా 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 తిరికిట ధా 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 తిరికిట ధా 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 తిరికిట ధా 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 great okay abhi now what we'll do this is the same pattern part 1 will be from here okay group 1 and group 2 अभी देखते हैं कौन जोरदार बजाता है जो जोरदार बजाएगा उससे सर उनको रिटर्न गिफ्ट देंगे ओके रेडी रिटर्न गिफ्ट जैम्बे के अलावा ओके सो ग्रुप ए एंड ग्रुप बी पीछे वाले यू आर चेक यू आर फ्री टू प्ले फॉर बोथ द थिंग्स ओके ओके सो ग्रुप ए स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम हियर ग्रुप बी स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम हियर ये अंकल और यहां ओके सो पहले मैं जो बोलूंगा मेरी साइन होगी ये बाजू तो ग्रुप 1 बजाएगा मेरी साइन जब यहां होगी तो ग्रुप 2 बजाएगा ओके जो आपने अभी ग्रुप बजाया धिकता 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 क्लैप क्लैप किया उसकी जगह आपको बोलना है हे ओके जो लाउड हे बोलेगा और जोर जोर से चिल्लाएगा वो टीम विनर होगी ओके सो विल स्टार्ट विद ग्रुप ए 1 2 3 4 धिकता 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 हे 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 आई कैन हियर पीछे वाले ये टू स्टॉप हु इज द विनर सर कौन सा ग्रुप ओके अभी दोनों का बराबर नाउ एवरीवन टुगेदर 1 2 3 4 एवरीवन हे हे एवरीवन Now everyone, hey, 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 hey. Everyone. Great, मजा आया? Okay, we are short with the time. So last thing, what you are doing? अब घर पे जाके सबको बोलोगे कि it is very easy to play the djembe. लग रहा है? Okay, so तो अभी क्या करेंगे? We will playing one mashup of Hollywood and Bollywood song. Okay, the groove is like this: dhikta 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 dhikta. The same groove. The first pattern is like dha 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 dha, and the third pattern is dha clap dha clap. Okay. You have to follow my sign. We'll be playing the track. Everyone, you have to play along with me. Everyone. Now the third one. Come on, clap, everyone.
¿Quién eres tú? ¿Dónde has estado? He removido cielo y tierra y no te encontré. Y llegas hoy tan de repente y das sentido a toda mi vida con tu querer.
ना मैं समझा ना मैं जाना जो भी तुमने मुझसे कहा है सेन्योरिटा, मगर फिर भी ना जाने क्यों मुझे सुन के अच्छा लगा है सेन्योरिटा.
No desvíes la mirada, quédate cerca de mí.
मुझको बाहों में तुम ले लो, समझी ना सेन्योरिटा.
1, 2, 3, 4, stop.
चाहत के दो पल भी मिल पाए, दुनिया में ये भी हम है क्या. पूरे हम होता हम है क्या सेन्योरिटा. सुनो सुनो सेन्योरिटा कहते हैं.
Again.
Jamás podré interpretar el sentido de las palabras que me
I
dedican.
can't hear the claps loud.
El calor
Second last song of the evening, everyone.
me hace sentir como la más bella señorita.
निगाहों ने निगाहों से कहीं अरमानों की दास्तां है सेन्योरिटा. ये चाहत की मोहब्बत की सारी दुनिया में एक ही जुबान है सेन्योरिटा.
मुझसे अब नजर ना फेरो, आओ पास तुम मेरे.
मुझको बाहों में तुम घेरो, समझी ना सेन्योरिटा.
चाहत के दो पल भी मिल पाए, दुनिया में ये भी हम है क्या. आओ हो जाए, पूरे हम होता हम है क्या सेन्योरिटा. सुनो सुनो सेन्योरिटा कहते हैं.
Great, maza aavi. Okay, so the last song of the evening, before the last song of the evening, I'm a cool Raul band rhythm first. Loud round of applause for my team, Hirva, Umesh, Manush, Jayesh, Naresh, Mahipal, and Sanjay. Okay, thank you for giving us a great opportunity for going through the last song of the evening. Everybody has to stand up with the djembes. Please stand up. Okay, you have to hold your djembes here, like this. Okay, everyone. Okay, now the last song of the evening. I want everyone to play and dance. Okay? Forget everything, just dance. Are you all ready? Yes or no? Yeah, I can't hear. नहीं बोलेंगे कोई sir, please dance करोगे? Yes or no? Okay, hit the song. Everyone. Everyone, dance, dance.
सारे गिन याद च तेरी
Everyone.
मैं जागा रहता हूं. न पावा अखियां विचों गंदियां बरसातां नूं. सारे गिन याद च तेरी मैं जागा रहता हूं. न पावा अखियां विचों
Everyone
गंदियां
to sing along
बरसातां
with me.
नूं.
Ho, 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 ho. Everyone. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho.
इश्क तेरा
Tadka hai. Everyone. Just dance. Wow, wow, sir. Yeah. That's the spirit. पीछे वाला आगे आइए. You can dance.
तेरे बिना पले तनाईरा. सिमनु नागन बंगू मौसम तेरी विदाईरा. तेरे बिना पले तनाईरा. सिमनु नागन बंगू मौसम तेरी विदाईरा. पल भी मैं भुल न पावा तेरी
Everyone.
मिठिया बदल. पल भी मैं भुल न पावा तेरी मिठिया बदल. रोक न पावा अखियां विचों लंदियां बरसातां.
Ho, ho, ho. Everyone.
हो
That was Dan Rhythm Pulse and Akul Rawal. We had a great time with you. Thank you for giving us an opportunity. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it. Yes or no? Okay, then please, if you enjoyed, log into my Insta page, Rhythm Pulse, Akul Rawal, and YouTube page. Please. Thank you very much. That was from presentation from Band Rhythm Pulse. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Akul Rawal from Drum Grouping. We'll be starting the launch event within couple of minutes. It is a break for 2 minutes. Everyone can use the washroom and have the water. Thank you very much.
We are starting in next 2 minutes. Attention everyone. All right, we will begin in next 2 minutes. All right. Hi, my name is Naveen Trivedi. I'm with eVital. And I hope you're having a wonderful time right now. And we'll begin the launch of the next innovation that we have in lineup for you. And for that, I'd like to welcome our CEO once again onto the stage, Mr. Kaushal Shah. This particular new product will definitely revolutionize the way you are operating your pharmacy. So I'm pretty sure the future is here that we are going to launch it. Please welcome Mr. Kaushal Shah.
Right. That was fun, right? That was fun. Should wake you up. Mostly I wanted to do it because I'm sure nobody wants to hear me for 2 hours straight. So I thought that was a good idea. But I think there was good energy, right? I also realized that I'm the only one standing between you and lunch now. But sorry, we've been working on this too much, so not to share. So for those who are hungry, there is also a refreshment because you haven't already had it. But we'll start, something I have been working on very closely with engineering team in the back, and something I'm really excited about. So let's do it. Are you guys ready? Okay. So just like the previous conversation we had, everything we do, we want to start from the very basic fundamental questions we like to ask ourselves. And the question we ask here is, what does a good software does, right? What does a good software looks like? What does a good software should do to their users? And I'm not talking from consumer application. I'm talking from a B2B application. So the software that are built for the businesses, right? And so, we ask this question often enough to ourselves as well, that what does a good or a great software does? And of course, it says three things like it should. First, it should help you save money, right? It should help the businesses save money. Second is it should help you save time. Save money, save time. And the last is it should help you grow your business. Very simple, right? But that's the idea. We want to keep it simple so that every time we build something, we want to make sure, is it helping in one of these three aspects? Of course, a great product, a really good product, does all three things. It's not just one of them, but at least it has to do one of those things. If it's not doing any of those things, I don't know why did you pay for it. But it helps you save money, save time, grow business. And I'm not talking about like our software only. I'm talking about any software that you use for your businesses. Should do one of these three things. Very basic, but still important. And let's talk about a software for the pharma space, right? Like, what are the most important thing about a pharmacy software then? Let's be more specific than a general B2B application. So it should help you with purchases, right? Tying that sort of earlier, and for those who are very well aware of our product, things like purchase analysis save that you get after saving a purchase into system tells you if there is any margin differences. That's our way of trying to help you save money. Then there is also same thing, purchase as well as inventory management. Uploading your CSVs help you save time, right? So I'm just still going through the same 3 points: save money, save time, or grow your business. Of course, and the last thing is customer service. For those who have been using the software knows very well, we've been very aggressive about the customer relationship feature from day one. And that's our way of helping you grow your business. So we try to, like I said, every feature we build, whether with small feature or a large upgrade or anything, we make sure that it at least does one of those three things: either save you time, save you money, or grow your business. If it doesn't do any of those three things, most likely we won't build it. So if you want to put any feature request, make sure you go through the same logic: save money, save time, or grow your business. And in pharma, it sort of touches upon these three different aspects. I'm talking about retail pharmacies only right now. Either help you with purchases, help you with inventory management through saving money, or help you provide a great customer service. It's very simple. I know all of you guys are thinking, of course it's very simple. I don't know why I'm sitting here listening to that, when it's so obvious, so straightforward. And yet we also know it's very hard, right? For those who are sitting in the audience who've done this thing before, running a pharmacy for a long time, it's very hard. It's very easily said, but it's very hard to actually deliver it. Making purchases easy and making customer service great and all that, but it's still very hard. Why? And so I ask myself, why it's so hard? Why running a retail pharmacy very well is so hard? And I boil down the whole thing to three different points: that why running a pharmacy of any scale, small, large, chain, doesn't matter, it's very hard. What makes it hard? And the first thing I came across is large product catalog. Retail pharmacies are extremely unique in businesses, in terms of small businesses or medium businesses. It deals with an insane amount of products every day, every single day. An average pharmacy carries more than 4,000 unique SKUs at any given time. If you are lucky like Anand sir, I shouldn't say lucky, he's very hardworking. So if you are like Anand sir, Maruti Medical, you carry 30,000 plus SKUs. Same thing with Mega Medical, Mahesh sir, you carry around 35,000, 30,000, 25,000 unique products, right, every day. And what makes it fun is also that product catalog changes every single day. New products come out, product gets discontinued, pricing change, MRP change, you name it and it's there. So a really large product catalog makes it extremely hard to run a pharmacy very well. The second is long hours, right? It's long hours. It's no other businesses like pharmacies, retail pharmacies, spend that much amount serving their customers. You start 8 in the morning, you close 11 at night, and that is if you're lucky. If you're not lucky, then you run 24 hours, or at least 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and whatnot. And of course, you don't take weekends off. You work through all the weekends, every Sunday. Right, Anand sir? You don't close for even Diwali, I think. You're lucky. So you spend really a lot of time, running your businesses. So a large product catalog and long hours makes it complicated. And there's one more element to it. It's the compliance, right? It's a highly regulated business. You want to be, you are dispensing medicines to patients. You want to be extremely careful. You can't be careless. Not serving, any casual items that, there is no repercussions. There's a lot of repercussions. If you make a mistake, there's a big consequences to it. Of course, the compliance, right? You have to report to the government in terms of scheduled reports and any type of TB medications or whatnot. And of course, the usual business compliance like GST and accounting is also there. So all these three combined things, large product catalog, long hours, and compliance, makes it extremely hard to run a retail pharmacy without a good software, right? Forget about even with the good software, it's still hard. It's extremely hard. So, that's what I want to sort of, focus on today. So of course you need a software, right? You need a software. But you need a software that is, you need a software that is more than just recording transactions. So when we started it, right, we studied other softwares out there. They're all built 20 years ago, offline, clunky user experiences. You have to install it and all that. But more importantly, what I hated about them, and I still hate, is they're simply recording transactions for you. Whatever you put in as an entry, whenever you ask it for back, they return it back to you. So it's like a notebook, right? You write everything in your notebook. This is what I purchased, this is what I sold, this is what I purchased, this is what I sold. 2 years later, you go and open the notebook, you can find those transactions. And that's what those softwares did, just recording transactions. You put in the data entry, and whenever you ask for it, they return it back to you. It's not doing anything more than that, anything, right? They just throw in some reports every now and then. You don't even know what it does, but to justify their AMCs. But you need a software that is more than just recording transactions. What do you need? What you need is, you need a software that helps you make right purchase decisions, right? Right purchase decisions, that's the key thing. Not just purchase entries, right purchase decisions, that's the key thing. You need a software that is telling you how your store is performing. How do you know whether your store is performing well or not? You have no idea. Your software never really told you that. Whether your store is performing, at optimal capacity, suboptimal, bad, is it improving, is it getting degraded? You don't know that. So you need a software to tell you that. And of course, you need a software that helps you deliver a high-class customer service. As a country, as we progress towards more developed nation, one thing that is inevitable, that you cannot avoid, is people are going to ask you for better and better and better services. And yesterday I was having dinner with some of our clients who came early. We were talking about it. Do you realize how much demanding we ourselves have become to demand other services, such a high-class service? But are we providing the same kind of services to our customers, to our patients? And you cannot do that if you have to deal with large product catalog and long hours and compliance. So you need a help doing that, helps you deliver high-class customer service. And most importantly now, let's talk about some important stuff. Most importantly, you need a software that actually gets better over time. Most of the software, of course, before eVital, are actually, if anything, they're getting worse as, over the time. They become clunky, they become slow. So think of going back to notebook analogy, right? You write all these things in the notebook, and the notebooks get bigger and bigger and bigger. And one day you want to find something from the notebook, it becomes slower and slower because the notebook is this big now, right? So most of the software doesn't even get better, let alone it might get worse over the time. But you need a software that gets better with experience. The software that is actually helpful, right? Not just answering your question, but actually helps you in certain ways. It provides a certain context to whatever you are looking for, whatever you want to deliver. So experience and help, gets better with experience and it's actually helpful. And the best part is you need something that is actually intelligent. Again, not just a notebook. I'm pretty sure you can do just fine with notebook as well. Yes, it might be a little slow, but you can do with a notebook. But you want something that is intelligent, right? So again, let's refresh this. Most importantly, you need a software that gets better with experience. It's actually helpful, not just answering your questions. And it's actually intelligent, right? One more time. It actually gets better with experience. It's actually helpful for things you want to do. And it's actually intelligent. And I see some smiles in the room. And I'm sure there's a giveaway on the right side of the slide. It's something called AI, which of course gets better with experience. It's actually helpful, and it's actually intelligent. So without further ado, let me introduce something that we've been working on. We call Sahay. Of course, Sahay in Hindi, it's help, right? Help is called Sahay. Of course, there is a connotation that says AI at the end, which I'm sure you guys noticed. What is Sahay? What is Sahay? Let's take a look at it. Sahay helps you everything, regarding purchase, making sure your purchases are right. Not just enter. Of course, right now in eVital, you can enter your purchases pretty easily than any other software I've seen so far, at least. So, but it helps you with making the purchase decisions. What else? It helps you with inventory management, right? Overstocking, expiring, non-moving products, so on and so forth. It helps you with inventory management. And the last, as we always do, Sahay helps you with a great customer service, helps you deliver great customer service. It doesn't do anything on its own. So Sahay does all the three things that we've been talking about. But Sahay, the way Sahay is different than eVital is it gets better over time. It gets better and better and better over time. The more you use it, the better it gets. Sahay is proactive help, not just help, not just help. What does proactive means? It helps you even before you ask. Even before you ask. That's what proactive means. Even before you ask, Sahay helps you. And we'll look at all the specifics, so don't worry about it if I'm being a bit of vague here. So Sahay helps you proactively. And the last is, it's extremely intelligent and empowering. I think I want to focus on word empowering rather than intelligent. Intelligence is obvious, but empowering, it's very important to understand what that word means. It empowers you, it empowers your pharmacy, it empowers your staff to do better things, do better things. So Sahay gets better over time, it's proactively helpful, and it's definitely intelligent and empowering. But before we get into details, I want to spend some time understanding what Sahay is not. Because some of you are already judging it, like, oh, must be that, this must be that. No. Let's not go there. Let's talk about what Sahay is not. That's the most important thing. Sahay is not reports. For those who work with me closely for a while, with feature request and everything, every time I get a report request, I roll my eyes. If you are on the phone, I'll tell you a secret right now, I'm rolling my eyes. I don't like reports. I absolutely hate reports, as a matter of fact. When we used to do sales, our sales and Ajay and Chintan and all the founding team used to go to early customers and some who didn't turn out to be customers. And they're like, oh, how many reports you have? Oh, we have these 10 reports. And even now, I think after expanding certain, I don't think we have more than 20 reports. Back then, we did not even have 20 reports. We had 10 reports. And people were like, oh, this old software, without naming them, I have 200 reports, okay? I would always ask them, how many you use? Not that many. Okay, no problem. How about this one? What do you think this report does? They have no clue. Okay, what if I want to get to know this? 1 minute, मैं देख के बताता हूँ. And they would scratch their head, and 10 minutes they would spend and click many times, and अरे यार तेरे को पता है वो किधर से रिपोर्ट निकलता है, and then they will, अरे वो जिसको आता है ना वो बंदा आज आया नहीं है, right? Not one guy has convinced me to give them more reports. So I hate large number of reports. I absolutely hate it. So Sahay is definitely not reports. Let's say even if you boil down to 10 reports. I want to look at these 10 reports. Okay, I don't care if it's 190 reports. Other than that, the fact that this guy's just made 190 reports. By the way, I'll tell you a secret. The reason they also made these 190 reports that you don't need is because they have to justify their AMC, right? They have to come to your store every year and they have to justify why they are asking for AMC. So they'll just tell you, oh sir, अभी हम लोगों ने ये 2 और report बनाया ना, तो वो बढ़िया रहेगा. And I bet you 100% nobody has used those reports, but they have to justify it. So even if you boil down to 10 reports that you look at it, if you are running a good size pharmacy, you are selling 400, 500 unique products easily. You are selling 3,000 products daily, right? Depending upon the size of the pharmacy. Let's just stick with the average, which is 400 or so. 10 reports, 400 items. Imagine how much time you have to spend every day to go through that report. And you good luck finding any issues in there, because there's just no way any of us, no matter how dedicated you are spending every day 1 hour looking at the reports. Nobody is doing it, right? So large number of reports, definitely time consuming. And of course, it's not customized for your workflow, right? It's just like they just slap few columns together, they give it to you in different formats, they call it a new report so they can justify it. And it's not customized at all. You could be a small pharmacy, large pharmacy, pharmacy chain, generic pharmacy, hospital pharmacy. It doesn't know that. It just has 200 reports. You go and find them if you can. So Sahay is definitely not reports. So what Sahay is? Sahay is more like alerts. And not just alerts, intelligent alerts, right? It alerts you. It's not telling you to look at the report. It alerts you every time you need to be alerted. And it's actually important, because we want you to spend less than 10 minutes a day on Sahay. We don't want, I think if you spend more than 10 minutes a day on Sahay, please call me and tell me I have failed. I don't want you to spend more than 10 minutes a day on Sahay alerts, right? It's supposed to be extremely intelligent, and it should tell you only things you're supposed to know, not the garbage that you have to sift through. And lastly, it's customized for your own pharmacy. If you are a large pharmacy, you'll get alerts accordingly. If you're a small pharmacy, you'll get alerts accordingly. If you're a generic pharmacy, you'll get alerts accordingly. Everything is customized to your workflow, to your pharmacy, to things you need, right? So Sahay is certainly not reports. It's very different. It's an intelligent alert system that you spend less than 10 minutes a day that is extremely customized for your needs. So lastly, the comparison between the reports and Sahay. Think of Sahay and reports comparison as an employee versus a partner, right? A good employee, that is, not just an employee, a good employee, you still have to ask them questions. क्या हुआ, कितना बेचा, कौन सा नहीं बेचा, कौन सा customer आया था, क्यों ये क्यों नहीं आया है? And they will answer you. They will tell you everything you need to know. Just a good employee. I'm not talking about a normal employee, or I'm talking about a really good employee. But you still have to ask them questions. But Sahay is more like a partner. What does a partner do versus an employee? It tells you what you need to know. If you don't need to know, they won't bug you, right? And you don't even have to ask questions. You don't have to ask questions. A good partner tells you, "Arey yaar, ye aaj ye hua. I think we should look at this thing. I think we should decide this thing," right? So Sahay reports versus Sahay is like employee versus partner. Now Sahay, let's get into more details. Sahay is more than just a software. It's actually way more than a software. And I know some of you guys are still thinking, like, what the hell is Sahay? I can't understand. I don't know what this guy is talking about. Report. Okay, I get it. It's not a report. It's an alert system. But what the hell is Sahay? So I thought about some analogies that is outside software and outside pharma that might actually clarify the vision we have for Sahay. So let's take a look at it. So if you are a Bollywood fan, think of Sahay to your pharmacy is like this, right? Sahay to your pharmacy is like what circuit is to Munna Bhai, right? Now, if you're not a Bollywood fan, if you are into cricket, let's take a look at it. It's like Raina to Dhoni. So Sahay to your pharmacy is like Raina to Dhoni. Let's say you're not a Bollywood fan, you're not a cricket fan, but you're a political junkie, right? As you guessed it. Sahay to your pharmacy is like, well, I don't have to say this. So I think you're getting the image clearly. And don't worry, I'll get into specifics, right? But I think with the analogy, I think I've set the right tone. So Sahay is the manager you wish you had, right? Every time I meet a customer or a friend or whoever is running a business, they want to grow their business, they want to open up another branch, they want to launch a new product, whatever they want to do, they always say something, "Arey yaar, koi ek achha aadmi mil jata na, uska ek achha manager mil jaye na, ek achha partner mil jaye na yaar. But I want to grow this business, I want to create another branch, I want to go to another city," right? Sahay is the manager you wish you had, you wish you had. So enough of the talks. I know some of you are already doubting me, like, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. So we'll take a look at the major use cases today, 3 major use cases, that how does actually Sahay helps you. First one I want to take a look at is the autopilot purchase system. How does Sahay helps you make your purchase completely on autopilot, right? That's the first one we're going to talk about. And I know purchase, I know there is a pharmacy name in Naranpura, which never turned out to be our customer, by the way, despite my insane amount of efforts. His name is Rawani Medical, Mehul Rawani, and he's in Naranpura, as some of you already know. And he told me this, and I will never forget it. He said, "Forget about my sales. Purchase is my problem." I will never forget those words. So with that in mind, autopilot purchase system. 4 stages of autopilot purchase system, Sahay works through. First, item selection, distributor selection, order communication in inward, post-purchase analysis, right? So let's take a look at each of them. As you can see, this is sort of like any typical purchase, complete purchase system that you would go through. Item selection, distributor selection, order communication, and post-purchase analysis. So let's take a look at one by one. Item selection, right? Let's take a look at the animation first, and then I'll explain you what it means. And I can play one more time if you need to. So first is the item selection. What products needs to be ordered, in what quantities it needs to be ordered, right? That's the most critical thing. And I know some of you has already used these, min-max, or if you're so on sophisticated side, you might call it ISQ, ROLs. And we used it, we know about it, but we take few notches up, actually more than few notches. The problem with min-max is static. It's static in nature. Now, we all know in business, the new products get introduced, the old products get outdated, and your static min-max has never changed. You might end up overstocking, understocking, and you never really change anything. So that's one of the biggest problem with the static min-max thing. So what we did is we actually recalibrate, what we in technical terms call recalibration, every week. Every week we're looking at the data. And by the way, just one more disclaimer here. When I say we, there's nobody in the Vital office sitting there looking at the data. So Saha is not a person, it's the system I'm talking about when I say we. I'm speaking loosely here. So system looks at the new data that comes in and analyzes those data from the recent history and adjusts the min-max accordingly, right? So every week the new data comes in, it adjusts it. But here's what it does very interesting. It is still very simple, right? It is what it gets interesting. It actually automatically knows which orders to discard and not use it for the calculation purpose. And for those who are technical, very technical, we can get in later on over the lunch. I don't want to bore everybody else through a lot of details. But it uses that every week. It uses for min-max. But one more thing it does pretty cool is because the history recently is still backward looking, it actually uses the seasonality, seasonal data for the forward looking. So for example, let's say a winter is coming. Now, winter medications are different than what you have been selling for last 2-3 months, right? So it also accounts for forward-looking data from the last year or so. So it combines both of them, recent sales versus the last year sales for the seasonality accommodation. It combines them in a proportion. It predicts the weekly sales. It uses for min-max, and that's how the whole system actually defines what products need to be bought and not bought or whatever. Now, I know some of you guys are a control freak, and you're like, no. Nobody's ordering items without my discretion. So I have good news for them. There is some manual control over the automatic process. So as much as these you can do 100% automatic, I'm sure you want, manual control. These people are like, they would buy a Tesla that could drive itself, and yet they would never really let this Tesla drive itself. They would still drive it themselves. But if you ask them, they'll tell you they bought Tesla because there's a fully self-driving machine. So we have good news for them. You can have some controls. It's a high MRP product, right? MRP is 3,000 rupees. Arey yaar, wo pata nahi wo uska algorithm kya karega. Let me take a control over this thing. So you can define any MRP that you are comfortable. Above that, it won't touch your products. Infrequent sales, like I said, although algorithm itself takes care of this thing, if you still want to further take care of it, control it, you can. You can define that I don't want you to order anything that is sold infrequently. And lastly, special requests, special products, right? We all have these customers, they come in, they buy 50 strips and then never show up for 6 months, right? So there is also this special, or they specially requested it, it's not really a product that you usually sell. So you can also define those and keep under your control. The idea is not really, we can take 100% control if you want the Sahai to do it. Again, when I say we, I don't mean anybody particular. But if you want, you can actually have some control over that as well. Practically speaking, I think the Sahai can help you with 80-90% of the products, and on a daily basis, there's a 10% of the products you might want to have control over. And you can totally sort of configure that control. So that was the item selection. What products needs to be bought, in what quantities it needs to be bought. Let's take a look at this distributor selection, right? So you decided what products to be bought, and now which distributors are we going to buy from? So I don't know if it's clear from the slide, but I'll say it anyway. Right now we get the ideas. Whoever we bought the last time, the same distributor, just apply that same distributor, right? And the short book will automatically select that distributor. If you are a little more sophisticated than that, you might say, okay, whoever gave me the best purchase discount last time, margin last time, or last 3 months or so, select that distributor. I don't like that. I think there is more to it. I think there is way more to it. What about credit note? What if two guys give you the same margin, but one of them you have credit note of 25,000 rupees, the other one you have 2,000 rupees? Which one would you order from? Credit note guy, right? Because same margin. Then the second is also the ratings, right? Every purchase you make in the eVital, you can actually rate the distributor. That ratings, whatever you are giving back to the rating system, it has to be utilized. So what about those ratings? So what we did is we combined few different aspects. Margin is one of them, of course. Then there is a credit note. Then there is a ratings. You can combine those aspects, and then only system will select a distributor. So again, item selection, quantity, and the distributor selection. But one more time for the guys who want to have more control, and I appreciate this time actually, you can customize your algorithm. So let's say you care more about the credit note. You don't really care about margin. Maybe you are not giving a discount to your customers or whatever that could be. You care more about ratings. You care less about margins. Whatever your preferences are, you'll be able to customize your own algorithm. You can say, this is more important to me, this is less important to me. We don't have any say in those things. It's completely up to you. We can help you customize the algorithm if you want, but we don't have to, or you don't have to listen to us. That's kind of what I meant. So of course, in that case, a distributor C will not be selected. Now distributor B will be selected because you change your preferences, right? So customize your algorithm for the distributor selection. So item selection, distributor selection. Now, of course, making sure that the order is actually conveyed to the distributor. So order communication and inward. Of course, you can send an email right within the system through a PO. You can, of course, WhatsApp, because India without WhatsApp is just unimaginable anymore. And the last is, you can route your orders through marketplaces. Of course, you can use our eVital marketplace. You can use the ValueMedi and Zenex, the one I said earlier. And because the PharmaRec team was not there earlier, I promised Mehul Bhai that I will make the PharmaRec joke again. And here is the joke. I did not name PharmaRec because we are still negotiating certain things. But it could also be a PharmaRec. It could be Retailio. I don't care, right? We just plug in through. You can directly send an email. You can send a WhatsApp, or you can route your order through one of those marketplaces. This is all about order communicating to the pharmacies, the distributors. It will be routed through a PO system. This is one more thing I want to emphasize here. It's actually important to route those orders through one of those communication channels, because we'll be storing that timestamp when the order was actually communicated to the distributor. So that when the delivery comes back as a purchase, we'll be using that turnaround time for the distributor ratings eventually, right? So remember when I said earlier, with experience, we need to get better and better and better. So if you just call them and you start ordering them, of course, we don't know when you called them, right? So that is, it's actually important to route those orders through one of those channels so that the timestamp actually helps you. Of course, you can still go ahead and call if you want. The algorithm just won't get better over time. So now, inward, I won't talk about it. You guys already know what we are providing in inward in terms of barcodes and CSV and whatever you want. So order communication and inward. And the last one is actually my favorite. We don't spend enough time on post-purchase analysis. Okay, the purchase is saved and it's over. Have you really thought about if the purchase was good or not? I know some of you guys think about when it's time to make a payment, but still, have you thought in a very systematic manner? I don't think so. So TAT, total turnaround time analysis is given. And this is why I said, it's very important to send those orders through the PO system or the email or a channel so that it actually helps you what the turnaround time for the distributor is. Some of you, some of us are lucky to sitting in a very, very, sophisticated markets where the turnaround time is not a big deal, right? You call the distributor. If you are a big counter, they'll deliver it to you in 3 hours, 10 hours, 5 hours, whatever it is. But it's not always the case, which is what I learned. Even though you might be a large pharmacy, if you're sitting in a market that not sophisticated distributors are serving you, turnaround time is a big deal, right? Mahesh sir might know a little bit about that as well. We have customers in Delhi, they're running 50 plus locations, and turnaround time is 2 days, 3 days, right? It's crazy. It's really crazy to me that in a city like Delhi that could happen. So turnaround time analysis helps you tune up your algorithm in future. Of course, margin analysis, one of the most important things. We already sort of do this thing in terms of purchase analysis report. I think Sanjay sir here from Vadigam Medical, I remember he asked me for the report, and we did give the report. But my problem was the report, who's gonna check it at the end of the day? You're making so many purchases. So now it's gonna be in form of alerts, smart alerts. It will only alert you when you need to be alerted. And the last is dump and bounce. This is actually something nobody's asked, I don't know why. If you are a large pharmacy, I have bad news for you. You ask for 10 strips, I bet you there are 15 strips coming for certain products. And you just don't know about it because nobody's really checking what you're really getting. So that's called dump, right? The distributors are dumping onto you. Then there is a bounce. You order 100 items, you only get 90. You need to be alerted about those things too. You need to know which 10 items are not received. And more importantly, you need to know the quality of the distributor so that you do business accordingly. So there will be also a dump and a bounce analysis. This is all part of the post-purchase analysis. So there are 4 stages of autopilot purchase system that Sahay works through. Let's talk about a second use case. So first one, remember I said 3 major use cases we'll talk about. First one was purchase, the autopilot purchase system. The second one is customer service. Okay. So the second, let's talk about how does Sahay help you with customer service? Customer churn alert. So you'll get a dedicated email with in-mail preview. This is the customer. We spend enormous amount of time in building our customer base, maintaining that customer base, and then yet there is a churn, right? In software business, we call churn for the guys who did not renew for the subscription. And I'm sure you have the same thing. Your regular customers, they just stop showing up at your doorstep. Now, if you are serving thousands of customers over the month, it's extremely hard to keep track of it. Now onwards, you'll get an alert in your email dedicated with Sahay logo on it so that you know, because I know all of you guys are getting insane amount of emails, but this will stick out hopefully. And there will be a preview of customers. And for those who love reports, there will be a complete list as well. So you can look at the reports. This is actually very smart. This is not just telling you the guys who did not come because they visited your pharmacy one time. This is actually pretty smart. They actually, figure out if there was a regular customer that stopped showing up at the doorstep. Because again, our job is not to send you the whole list that, okay, you sift through this thing. The job is to really tell you only clients that you need to be really aware about, right? So this is going to be a customer service where you get a customer churn report. Refill reminders, right? This was one of our good feature we launched a long time ago, of course. You can send SMS, you can send WhatsApp and whatnot. It wasn't enough. I was never happy with it, and I think Sanjay sir is going to be extremely happy with what I'm about to say now. Because the healthcare is still a very personal subject. People want to hear your voice. People want to talk to you. They're on older side. They're not really keen on opening each and every link, especially with the frauds going on and stuff. So even though you might send a refill reminder, they're like, I don't want to touch this thing. So what are we going to do about refill reminders?
नमस्कार, मैं समुदाय फार्मेसी से नवीन बात कर रहा हूं। आपके प्रिस्क्रिप्शन को रिफिल करने का समय आ गया है। आपका स्वास्थ्य हमारे लिए महत्वपूर्ण है और हम यह सुनिश्चित करना चाहते हैं कि आपके पास हर समय आपकी आवश्यक दवाएं उपलब्ध रहें। आप ईवाइटल ऐप का उपयोग करके घर बैठे आसानी से ऑर्डर कर सकते हैं। अन्यथा आप 9033071050 पर कॉल करके भी ऑर्डर कर सकते हैं। आपके स्वास्थ्य संबंधी जरूरतों के लिए समुदाय फार्मेसी पर भरोसा करने के लिए हम आपका धन्यवाद करते हैं। आपका दिन शुभ रहे।
Aware of it, you are a very experienced person, very easy for you. If you're not experienced, then it's very difficult for you. And one of the things I would like to mention before we proceed further is what we also think about is the software should be such a good user experience that it's not only for the after 10 years of experience are able to do, right? So this is one of the things that I personally love it actually. So if the patient shows up with the prescription that is completely branded, and you don't like to look at each and every one, you know, one by one. And it's not just, by the way, limited to generic, as I will show you in a minute. You type in the prescription the way it is, or it might, patient might have sent you an order online through the app. And there's a left bottom button there. So if you want to optimize the margin, which in generic a lot of times the case is, even if it's not generic, you can still optimize based on the recommendation. So first, let me just rephrase it. These are all the products that the patient actually asked for. And if you want to look at the alternatives available at the store, you can look with one click. It will be a selected item the patients have asked for, and then there is a suggested item that you can swap out. If you want to optimize your expiries, right? So it's the same composition, but it expires earlier. So of course you want to make sure that you can sell them. Or sometimes patient cannot afford high priced, but there is an alternative that is cheaper in price. You can also opt for that. The beautiful thing about this feature is you just hit apply, and the whole prescription will be converted to the alternatives, right? That's the most beautiful thing. Thank you. One thing, we won't convince the customer. You'll have to do that. We won't do that. You'll have to convince the customer. But it helps you with all this, you know, time saving and of course money as well in this case. So one click, Rx to GX. Inventory management and performance management. So we talked about purchase, we talked about customer service. Let's look at the third one, which is inventory management and performance monitoring. How does Sahai help you with those things? So first we'll look at the performance indicators. So for those who have known me for a while, who work with closely, they know that I worked in finance for a long time. I spent about 7-8 years in hedge fund, you know, doing all kind of funky things. But one of the things we learned in finance, and we did repeatedly, is we analyze companies on certain metrics, right? How they are doing. We compare them against the peers. We also compare them over the time at their, you know, asset ratio or the leverage or return on equity or return on assets, whatever those might be. We look at those ratios, you know, very religiously. And one of the shocking thing that I have learned, you know, despite 3+ years in the business, nobody's ever told me, hey, can you build something that actually tells me whether my store is doing better over time or not, right? Not even as simple as something inventory turnover, which is simply, you know, how many times you're rolling your inventory. You can do the math in your head. I'm sure you guys are all doing it in your head, but are you tracking it over time? I don't think so. And I think it's very important because at least I'm kind of a guy who, if I have measures that in front of me and if I can see the history, I see the issues that I have in whatever I'm involved with, right? Whether it's my health or whether it's business or whether anything. So taking the same idea further for our customers, for performance indicators, inventory turnover. Now you can measure your own inventory turnover and you can track on a weekly basis over time, so you know where, you know, whether they're improving or not. But here it gets interesting. You can also break it down as per the categories, right? Because we all have certain products, either it's surgical, sometimes surgical, FMCG, a generic, or whatever, to find the pinpoint of the problem. Like, where am I getting worse? Why am I getting worse, right? Because that's the second obvious step. So now you can, you know, measure. Sahai can tell you your inventory turn on a weekly basis. Similarly, you know, people like to say, oh, I want to boost my sales. Well, yeah, you know what? Just get 25,000 unique items in your inventory, and I'm sure your sales will go through the roof, because availability is one of the biggest issue. But your ratios are going to be all whacked, because now your non-moving over the sales ratio is quite high, right? Yes, you bumped up your sales by 20%, but your inventory is up, non-moving inventory is up 100%. So the ratios are going to be all out of whack. So, and then last, of course, the bounce to sales, right? If you include each and every product out there into your store, your bounce is going to be 0, of course. On the flip side, if you include 0 products in your store, yes, your ratios on this side is amazing, but the bounce is going to be through the roof. So the idea is not that you will look at only one indicator. The idea is the collection of indicators that are sort of conflicting in nature, so that you can actually know how the store is actually evolving, how you can actually make an improvement, what things are hurting you in terms of those ratio. And of course, Sahai helps you with all those measurement of ratios, not just in current manner, but also historically, so you know how things are evolving. Monitoring. For those who wants to really grow the business, right? Run multiple locations, a large pharmacy, it's almost impossible to sit there and monitor each and every bill, right? One of the things that people ask me, and we of course delivered, is complete log of each and every invoice, right? That was one of the things. And I still don't understand who's gonna sit there and look at each and every log of each and every invoice. That is impossible. That is impossible, right? That software should be able to tell you that. So if there are any suspicious billing practices, like unusual number of edits, unusual number of returns, Sahai will alert you that something is fishy about this staff, this store, this time, whatever it could be, right? It will be also staff basis, so you can actually get an alert for that. Second is distributor quality. How many of you guys are sick and tired of this mismatch in CSV versus the physical, right? All of you, all of you. And now we have devised a way to figure out how accurate the CSV was compared to what physically it was delivered. Of course, you will have to do the correction so that we can save the CSV and we can actually use that metric, CSV accuracy versus the batch, the physical accuracy, to feed that back into the system for the distributor selection, right? So I'll keep going back to the same principle. It has to get better and better over the experience, over the time. So that's one of the other monitoring. And the payments. The credit goes to Anand sir here. A few weeks ago when we were talking about it, he said, when I'm about to make payment, why don't you let me see each and every purchase that is in there? I should be able to click and I should be able to monitor. I'm like, a busy person like you, why are you looking at each and every purchase? And he said, well, you know, sometimes they cut you on margin, sometimes they cut you on the expiries, early expiries, and so on and so forth. So we thought about it. We're like, how can we make your life easier? Each and every purchase will be rated through two lenses of margin and expiry. And it won't be just like, oh, he sold us 6 months expiry. It will be much smarter than that, I can assure you that. Each purchase will be rated on the scale of 5 colors that you see down there. If there is a red color, that means there are products in there that are either very early in expiry or they really messed it up on margin. It will also be weighted accordingly to the items. So it's not a stupid algorithm. It's not like, okay, let's take 5 items and let's weigh them, simply same average. It will be actually very, very smarter than that. Each and every purchase, but it doesn't stop there. If you go and make a payment of each purchase invoice, you select, let's say, 15 purchases, it will also give you a composite score at the end so that you could be confident whether you should be making a payment for that collection of purchases. So it will basically, our whole goal is, if it's green, I want to earn your trust enough that you will just go ahead and make a payment. I want a feature request that you'll say, Kaushal, if it's green, and here's my ICICI bank account integration, just make the goddamn payment. That's the kind of thing we want to go for. So those are some of the use cases. Like I said, Sahai helps you make right purchase decisions, helps you manage the inventory pretty well, and of course helps you provide a great customer service as we saw. So without taking up too much of your time, I know you guys are dying for some questions and lunch. Let Sahai make your pharmacy that you always dreamed of. It's going to be available on eVital from 1st of November 2023, so next month. That's it from me. All right, some questions. So let's be aware of the fact that we are all waiting for lunch as well, but I'll take a few questions at least. By the way, before we take questions, let me give some shout out to our team. Mitul is sitting here. Mitul has been our designer day one, and this beautiful presentation that you've seen is completely his hard work. Thank you so much, Mitul. I don't think we say thank you enough, but Mitul has been, I know some of you guys have, complimented us for our UI, UX. Anand sir was like, we can't go back to any other UI anymore. So Mitul is the brain behind it. And he's extremely patient and introvert, but he's amazingly creative person. Thank you, Mithu. The team with Vitran that you saw earlier for distribution and distributor product, delivery product, and the membership is sitting all the way in the back. Manav, Bhargav, Jignesh, and Dhruvi. Why don't you come up front? Are you shy? Developers tend to be shy, so they like to sit in the back and just do their work. And Sahai has been a brainchild of Pujan, is sitting with me. This is the first time, so I think a lot of you guys know Chintan, Agam and Romil that has created earlier version of the software, but I want you to see the new faces of the company as well, which are extremely young. And I have pleasure with working with a team that is extremely smart. And you want to say anything? They're also responsible for all the bugs. So these are the faces that you always get angry at. Thank you so much, guy. I appreciate your contribution, and I'm sure within the questions we'll have to ask you for your help. So now it's open up for the questions, whatever you may have for the products, Vitran, membership plans, or Sahai. Questions? Is there any question from the online? We are also streaming live right now. So if there is any question that you want to ask from online audience.
We have a question, how to write a name without mobile number for the loyalty and membership.
So you can assign the card to the person one time, and then onwards it will be used by a card, right? Then you don't need a phone number.
We have another question. If there is an online order, can we assign a delivery to that? If there is no online order,
I think you can answer this better than I can.
Yes, you can.
So it doesn't matter whether it's, so I know the demo I've shown is where patient is actually ordering online from the app. It doesn't have to be online order. It could be completely offline on the phone, WhatsApp, or at the counter, and you can still go through the same process.
Excellent.
Any other questions?
Hi, Mr. Shah.
Yes.
Actually, as you mentioned inside that it actually analyzes your sales and make a forecast for the purchase order. So I just want to know, is it like feasible with the branches also? Like if I say if we are working at the head office and we are using your SI, so we feel like if we are having the B2C customer on our head office also, so it make analysis for both B2C and to the branches also.
Yes. So the answer is absolutely yes. The only limitation Saha has, I'll tell you right now, the only limitation Saha has, if you brand new store, there's nothing to analyze or study or learn from. Remember, it gets better with experience. If it has no experience, it's just a simple software that you already have, that you already use. So it has to have time to get better, right? So again, going back to those analogies that I gave, you are hiring a new manager. If he has never worked in a pharmacy, especially your pharmacy, then he does not know anything about the pharmacy to help you, right? We also talk about interns. Yesterday when we were talking to one of the guys, it's like hiring an intern. First 2 months, he doesn't know anything, right? The good news is we won't charge you for those months, so don't worry about those things. But yes, it's helpful for HO, so if you are a centralized purchase on warehouse, but it will also help the branches as well. Yeah.
We have another question.
Yeah. You guys.
Prakash
go
sir,
if you want. Yes.
we have a visual. Can we have both of this product?
No, absolutely not. I think it was obvious. I think he just made it jokingly.
Hi, this is Yuvraj. One of the questions I had was on the RX to GX feature that you mentioned. Right now, the power is with the pharmacy.
Yep.
But on the online app, if the customer is ordering, are we planning to give that power to the customer saying, hey, you're saving 500 rupees
100%. 100%. It's the same algorithm. It's the same thing. We'll be providing the exact same feature to patient as well.
Eventually, not right now, right?
We can provide in very near future. It will be using exactly same APIs, right? Have we done that in white label? No.
Hi, Kaushal Bhavik.
Yes.
One question, Sai is good. So one question here.
Sure.
So all this monitoring and everything, the alerting system is pretty good, right? What happens next? Are you tracking what actions have been taken, whether the person has taken action or not? Supposing, you sent an alert.
For the, are you talking about B2C or?
B2B.
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 Alert?
So you have sent an alert to a medical owner, right?
Right.
That these are the things you should be checking. Now, whether he has checked, has he acted on it or not?
Right.
And what next?
Right. We try to stay in line being an employee, right? Sort of like a manager role rather than being a boss. So our job is to alert you right now. I'm sure we're going to learn a lot from our customers, early customers in the beta, if they want us to do anything further than that after that. So right now we haven't thought about it, following up with, hey, I told you this, मैंने ये alert किया था, आपने क्या किया? Right now we are not thinking about it. Right now we want to stop at and be really good at alerting the owner or the manager or whoever that is. And then as we learn from that, if there are good ideas, as you guys know, at least, for those who've been working with us, we're all about like feedbacks, right? So we'll get some feedbacks and we'll work on it.
Thank you.
Yep.
सर मेरा नाम मंगेलाल चौधरी है मेरा
आपको अपना नाम बताने की जरूरत नहीं, मेरे को पता है आपको।
सर मेरा एक सजेशन और डिमांड भी है कि अपने सॉफ्टवेयर में एक कस्टमर का कॉलिंग सिस्टम ऐसा इंटीग्रेशन करके लिया तो कैसा रहेगा? क्या होता है कभी कभी हम ड्राइविंग करते हैं, कस्टमर का कॉल आता है, फ़ोन कहीं पड़ा रहता है, कस्टमर कॉल करता है, हम लोग कांटेक्ट नहीं कर पाते। कभी स्टाफ को कॉल करता है, वो स्टाफ छोड़ के चला जाता है। तो ये अगर अपने सिस्टम में अगर हो गया तो एक ही नंबर पे वो हर बार उसी नंबर पे वो कांटेक्ट कर सकता है तो और अपना कस्टमर का डाटा भी।
So one thing I want to mention is with this SAI feature of refill reminders, audio refill reminders, we have opened the floodgate of the audio integrations. This is the first time we are doing it. Nobody's done it. So we are working with a company named Exotel or My Operator. There's a company named My Operator that we are working with that provides these all audio call type of connections. And we have opened up for the integrations with them. So eventually, I'm sure that everything will be done through these application only.
कस्टमर जब कांटेक्ट अपने को कॉल करता है तो अपने सॉफ्टवेयर में कॉल आना चाहिए।
Yes, that's what I meant by the integration. So वो integration से
पर्सनली मोबाइल पे नहीं आना चाहिए।
Okay. Agam is the person. Yes, sir.
My name is Manoj Shukla. I'm from Pharmarai. First of all, I'll congratulate you and your team, sir, for designing such a beautiful software.
Thank you.
And helping all the distributors and retailers. We have seen almost 340 ERPs, but today what presentation we have got and the problem solving options you have given is amazing and wonderful.
Thank you.
So my congratulations. My question is that in today's scenario, at big retailers and at a distributor level, one basic problem is that to manage the expiry.
Mm-hmm.
Because if a distributor is big, they are getting lot of retailers, physical strips are coming and then one person is counting and then writing batch number, expiry, price, quantity, everything. And then someone is putting into ERP. And it is also happening at the big retailers also. So now this is a basic problem actually. This is time consuming and manpower consuming. So do we are planning to digitalize the things?
Yeah, so I'll answer that question. We launched a few months ago a feature that is actually extremely important for multiple locations chain pharmacy. What we launched is you want to sort of, right now the way the world works is any pharmacy branch has any expiries or more like non-movings, not expiries. Non-moving, they usually send it back to the warehouse or the HO, and then HO redistributes back to the chain. Because we are working with this company that has 50 plus locations. They didn't even ask for it actually. We suggested them that you can actually, if you are at one of the branch and if you scan the product, it should tell you whether that product is actually moving at any other location or not, rather than taking it back to the HO and warehouse and then rerouting it. It's very inefficient way of doing it. So what we did is you simply start scanning and it actually creates all the stock transfer automatically in the back end. So we are actually thinking about putting the same thing for the expiries. You just start scanning each and every one and it will create returns automatically in the back end. If it's 20 different distributors, it will create 20 different purchase return drafts. It's all going to be drafts, so you have to go and save each and every one of them just to make sure that everything is correct. Yes.
Yeah, hello. My name is Praveen. I'm from ATM Pharmacy. I do have two questions. The first question is like, we get a product from the distributors, and the batch numbers will never match with the
Physical.
CSV files. Is there anything in a solution for this?
Like I said earlier, there's of course we cannot do anything about it, right? First of all, let's just acknowledge we cannot put a gun on anybody's head saying, oh, you have to match this CSV versus the physical. Like I said, I don't know if you paid attention in one of those slides. Now onwards, we'll be actually measuring each and every purchase in terms of CSV accuracy of batch versus the physical. And it will be actually using that feedback into the distributor selection next time. So assuming you have more than one distributor selection at your disposal, if one of the distributor is constantly giving you bad wrong expiries, wrong batches, that distributor will be punished for the next time when the distributor selection comes, right? So that's going to be feedback into ratings.
And the second question is like, we do have multiple stores, so there are a lot of tasks to be done by each staff. So all the time I used to call them and ask them like, oh, is the work is done or not? Or every time I used to say the same thing. But see, it has to be physically go there and I have to see the CC cams and check it out whether they had done or not. Or sometimes it is that I have to remind them like this is the task they have to do. So is there any solution for this?
Yeah, so without giving up too much, because we'll have to have a reason for meeting us again in 6 months from now, we are thinking about something that actually helps you communicate internally with your staff members. Because a lot of people works one shift, the other guy works on second shift, and there's notes that you want to share among yourself, right? Of course, it has to be done through the system, otherwise system cannot do anything about it. So we are working on something, we're thinking about something, it's still early, but it's something that is going to be there for sure. That actually helps you communicate among your team members only. It doesn't go outside any other third party. So we can take some ideas from you as well while we work on the product. Let's do 2 more questions and then we'll go off the lunch. And like I said, even during the lunch, you feel free to grab any of us and ask questions. Alert of the
bills, will that alert on the head office part or on the branch?
No, branches. Because sales is happening at the branch mostly, right?
But again, how we gonna monitor on that?
No. The alert will go to the HO.
To the HO, right.
Alert will go to the HO, but it is going to be off the branch, right? Of the branch activity. So the alert will still go to the HO, right? There is no point of alerting the guy who made a mistake himself. So that won't be. Alert will go to the HO.
One more question, like
yeah, sure.
Someone said if a barcode like for this loyalty program has been issued to someone and he want to use on another chemist who is also using the eVital RX. But that is a thing which you are saying ki it will not happen. But what if we are like having multiple branches and we want an integrated loyalty program for that?
Yes, absolutely. It's already working, right? Right. Okay. So the chain that we are talking about, its name is Apna Chemist in Delhi. They have 51 locations. They are trying to grow to 100 or so. So they are already supporting the same thing. All 51 locations share the loyalty program. If you earned loyalty points at one store, you can still go to another store and redeem it. No problem at all. So yeah, it's all there. It's ready. You don't have to wait for any updates. Let's do one more question. Yes.
Hello.
I think it's working. Yeah.
Hello.
Yep.
Hello. Sir, how procurement
is going in and out.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, basically I am from Namanidhi Pharma. We have n number of products in the stores. Then how to just like know, जैसे कोई चीज़ है products जो हमारे पास available ही नहीं है, software में भी available नहीं, तो footfall data कैसे निकल पाएगी हमारे पास?
So you'll have to record the bounce. So you're saying the customers who come with a requirement that does not even exist in your store or even the software, although software is irrelevant, of course you have to record the bounce. How do we know?
Because there are n number of products. Then how to get the data from this software? Because a number of products are just like launching day by day.
So it goes to a bigger question. For those who already requested a lot of products on our software, Anand sir is smiling. This is one of the biggest decisions we made 3 years ago, and trust me, it wasn't easy. It was the toughest decision we ever made. We actually doubted ourselves quite a bit. We fought among ourselves about this decision, and the decision goes like this. It's a centralized catalog. It's one catalog only. Right? Mehul Bhai actually had the audacity last week to tell me, "Arey, there is another software, but they are better than this about this software, right? This particular perspective." And I said, I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I think this is the most powerful thing. Now, to answer your question, how does it help for the products that are not even in there? There's only one answer. As we have more and more pharmacy on the platform, all the pharmacists are putting this catalog, and then everybody's sharing the same catalog. So, of course, if nobody has told us, see, we don't carry the inventory. Remember I said earlier in the presentation, I wasn't sure if you were there or not. We don't carry inventory. We don't touch any medicines at all. So this is all contributed by the pharmacy, used by the pharmacies only. So the only hope we have is a larger network, right? A lot of pharmacies coming to. So make sure you refer to Parag sir and Dhaval sir to get all the Namanidhi stores on the portal as well. Should we do one more question? Is there any question? We can do one more. Anand sir does not have any question? Or he's got a whole list that he's like, all right, we'll go for dinner, and then we'll go through each and every one question.
ક્વેશ્ચન તો નથી, પણ તમારો જેટલો પણ આભાર માની એટલો ઓછો છે, કારણ કે રિટેલરો માટે બહુ જ સરસ થઈ ગયું છે.
Thank you. Thank you. That's one of the best reward we can have. All right, before we go lunch, I just want to have 15 seconds. Before we end, I want to thank all of you guys one more time, especially those who flew in this morning, yesterday from other side of the country, and took such a precious time and efforts to be there with us on such a big day. And also, most importantly, like I said earlier, but some of you guys were not here, I really feel grateful to have not only a team that is working every day to make pharmacies better, but also some of the early adopters like Suresh uncle here, Anand sir, Rakesh sir, all of you guys who trusted us when it was too early to trust. It was too early to trust. I don't think I would have trusted myself if I was in your position. So I'm really, really grateful to have people that we work with. And all of you guys are sitting here today is not because you bought our software or not, but because you also gave us extremely important feedback. And I think that's what makes it better. That's much better, much more important than a subscription revenue. And I'm really grateful to have early customers like yourself. I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you.
So I would like to take 2 minutes.
Sure.
Anand here from Maruti Medicals, Bangalore. So I was like, we met around 2 years ago.
Yes,
right?
yes, precisely 2 years actually.
That was
August,
when you came.
Yes, August 2021.
Ajay Bhai came much earlier, I feel. First visit was there. But then we ended up like, no, this is not going to happen, yeah. We are completely on a different platform. My orders will be affected, my purchase will be affected, everything will be there. There were a lot of questions. I also cancelled actually. But then I don't know, Agam Bhai had forcefully brought Kaushal Bhai. I feel that's how it worked. So Kaushal Bhai came, we had a long discussion, say maybe around 2 to 3 hours or more even. So the amount of questions what I had, the solutions what I wanted, I don't know, I found some different spark in them. I felt that yes, they can do it. Then Romil also came in, they joined. Then I said that this thing has this thing has that and this, but you don't have all those. They said, ho jayega, kyun nahi hoga? And matter of fact, like within 2 weeks, they showed something to me. मैंने ठीक है यार ये तो बढ़िया है. They're doing it even before asking. Okay, let's go forward. But ठीक है, with that confidence, I started with my small store.
Small. For those who don't know, he's running the largest single retail store in the country. So that's why
I meant the
small.
surgical store.
The
small
there's
store.
another one too.
Just
yes,
for
yes.
one month's trial. Okay, that was all good enough. Then we started from the year end. So year end, Kaushal Bhai eVital doesn't have something as year end.
Yeah, we don't have year end or day end or anything.
Nothing. So we started from the 1st April. It was like any new thing is really a bumpy ride. It was a way bumpy ride. A lot of things not mapped. A lot of things packaging have changed. But okay, we did something and everything, and inventory is not in my hand. Item master is not in my hand. A lot of things is still. Everything was there. But yeah, eventually they have delivered what they said, and few things are still pending. And I think so by 6 months, what they're calling me, everything will be solved.
No, it will be solved. It will be solved.
And as you said, yes, Kaushal bhai, ye payment apne aap karwa dijiyega. I'm ready for that.
Yes, yes, we're counting on you. We're
Yeah.
counting on a lot of feedbacks from you. So, yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
So the spark what I saw that day is still going higher, and I don't know, it'll give you a good big blast of a firework. I don't know what that's meant.
That's the hope.
I'm happy to be integrated with all you.
Thank you. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks for calling me.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes, Praveen sir.
The same thing like Ajay ji said, I want to also share with, Anand, and I want to share about the Ajay and your Hamid.
Hamid.
I was having a chain of pharmacies.
This is not orchestrated, by the way. I haven't written any of the scripts. This is all impromptu. I assure you that.
We have a chain of pharmacies. So initially we used to use a C-square farm. Most of our employees used to spend a lot of time on that. They feel that like they use developing some software. So that is what so I was the first interaction was with Hamid, then
Yes.
second interaction was
Ajay.
Ajay ji, and Hamid was just making these lot of patience. So sometimes I used to lose my patience and I used to shout on him. So he used to patiently answer the questions and he used to give all the answers, whatever it is necessary. And Ajay ji, name, ye hota ji, ye ho jata hai. And personally, I've met with Ajay in Hyderabad. I got confidence.
Yes,
I
I remember
only
you said that.
took them to different vendors and say that like, you
Yes.
just please use this software. So
Definitely. Yes.
yeah, that is beer only.
It could also be last name. All right, thank you so much. Appreciate, guys. And there's a lunch, networking session, conversations, questions, I'm sure. So let's have some fun. Thank you.